Thank you so much for coming and chatting to me.
My pleasure.
I've been listening to the new album and
Okay,
I absolutely love it. And I'm not
good.
just saying that. It's like it's weird to explain, but it's like all my favorite like proper
There's a whole lot of
like
influences
heavy
on
rock
there.
bands in one.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like the first song, oh my God, I can't remember what the first one was called now.
leave it
Where's
alone.
it?
I think
Oh
it is.
yes, Leave It Alone.
Yeah.
Leave It Alone. Have you ever seen the film Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg in it?
Yes, absolutely.
I got vibes from that, and I was
We,
like, "Oh my
you know what?
God, this is."
When we wrote that, that actually came to mind. It was spoken about, to be honest.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and I was like, I feel like this could have been in Rockstar.
Yeah, yeah, that's the kind of angle we went for. I mean, it kind of the album kicks off with that, and then there's ballads in there, but there really is quite a wide spectrum of sounds and different sort of styles of songs, almost to the point of where we were like, can we all put this all on one album? And we kind of started questioning ourselves, but I think it's a good thing. I think,
Oh yeah, that is a brilliant song to start off with.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
definitely. It sets the
and
pace.
exactly, yeah. And then I got like good Def Leppard vibes. I got Bon
Yeah,
Jovi every now and then, and I was
yeah,
just like,
yeah. I mean, with the second track with Upside Down, which was written about Stranger Things, basically the TV series. And we've
yeah.
kind of like we've always had a penchant for that 80s kind of sound, but
Hmm.
it's quite a dark song, and I think I said one practice, like, it wants to be like a gothic Def Leppard or something along those lines. I don't think it's too far away, to be honest with you. I'm quite proud of that.
I was just listening to him and I was saying to my husband, who does this sound like to you? Because it sounds like, whoever. And he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, yeah. And I was like, "Isn't it brilliant?"
yeah. There's a huge amalgamation of different sounds on there for sure.
But I love how it's been done because, some people could do it and it just sounds naff. But you've done it perfectly. It all sounds like it's been done perfectly, sort of thing. It's not just been done for the hell of it. It's
No,
been
it
done
was
with
kind of.
thought.
I think the thing with it as well is because we wrote the songs over such a long period of time, and we recorded. I think we recorded in like four chunks of three songs or something like that
Right.
over a good couple of years. So um, it's not like to be honest, when we started recording, I think we'd only written probably four songs
Mhm.
for the album, and then we sort of wrote a few more, went back. So it's done over such a long period of time that I don't think our sound changed over that time. It's just we had a long while to sort of get to work it all out. And even then, the last time we went to the studio, we finished writing, I think, Master Plan the night before, in actual
Oh,
fact.
wow.
So we've always been a little bit like that. I think we call it winging it, apparently.
It works. It
Good.
definitely
It's a good job.
is a very good job. Now I've got to ask the name of the band.
Yep.
Where did you get that from? I love it. I think it's brilliant because you're not going to forget that.
No, no, for sure, no. I think it was Jason, our bass player, was running. We're not really down for running, but Jason was running the song. Um, and we've all got these very kind of addictive person. We like to party. We like to have a good time. We've all been through the mill a little bit in that respect, and it was just like it's something that we all just had in common. We've all at times suffered from various different things, and it kind of just fitted the bill. It was just like hell's addiction. We're like, oh, that kind of works. So there it was, and it kind of stuck. Yeah.
Like I say, it's one that you're not going to forget. Like some,
No.
and straight away people are going to be well. Like I was like, well, what are these like then?
Well, this is the thing, you kind of you hear that name, you think, well, that's gonna be loud and brash, and some of it is, but it's not. It's not kind of metal territory. I don't think, to be honest with you, but you can't from the name, you can't quite, it's going to be something, a bit dirty and a bit, but
Yeah.
but yeah, you don't quite know where you're going to land, and I think that's good. That's not a bad thing. It interests people.
Oh, sorry, the cat's decided to come in. See, yeah.
Hello,
I've got the dog here as well. He doesn't seem to. You gonna say hello?
you got the
No.
zoo there.
Oh, don't! My husband's on about getting turtles as well. So
Oh, good dog. Cute.
they're very clingy this evening. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's the
Um,
weather, I bet.
yeah, quite possibly that they both
Yeah,
want to cuddle, and
exactly.
I'm not giving them the attention apparently.
There you go. So you'll be in trouble.
They've been following me since I got home. I was like, all right now, I'm not good with this. You're both normally very independent. Why are you following me?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so yeah, how did you all get together? Because I know you have been together a little while, but how did it all start?
I mean, we've all kind of, let me think. How did it all start? Well, obviously, Ben, the singer, is my brother. So I've known him for most of
Okay,
my life.
so
um,
yeah, you know him well. Yep.
yeah, I know him all right. Yeah. Jason, the bass player, I played in another band with. So I shared many stages with Jason over the years and always remained good friends. Dan, well, no, let's go to Luke actually. Luke, I played in a band with a different band. Then he joined a band with me and Jason as well. And then Dan, we kind of picked up along the way. We had another guitarist. Well, my brother played guitar originally as well and sang. And then he just wanted to go, he just wanted to sing. So we'll put the guitar down. So we looked for another guitar player just to sort of keep the power of the sound there. We found a guy called Adam, who stayed with us for a bit. Then Adam went and we played Download in 2016. We opened Download and Dan joined a week before and had one rehearsal. And then went and opened Download. So
Oh.
yeah, it's quite a special story for Dan. Well, yeah, it's quite a special story, full stop. But so yeah, that was welcome to the band, Dan, and here we go.
Yeah, by the way, we got a gig on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. It's only a little one, but you know, we'll break you in softly. But no, it's been great ever since. Brotherhood.
Wonderful. That's great. So
Yeah,
it sounds like obviously with some of you where you've all been in bands together and then
we've all
like
crossed paths, yeah, at some point or another, and then it was like I think me and Jason were in a band. Um, Yes, we were, and that came to an end. And then he was like, "What we're going to do now? Do you want to do something?" I was like, "Well, yeah, my brother's on about trying to sing because Ben never sang. He just played guitar, so we just booked a rehearsal space. I wrote Luke in to come and play drums, and Ben opened his mouth, and we were like, "Well, where's that come from?" So it was like, "Okay, then let's start a band," and that's genuinely how it sort of came about.
that's a good way of doing it. It was obviously fate that you were all sort of crossing each other's paths every now and then.
And I really do think it is. I think the hardest thing about putting a band together is finding the right people. You spend years doing it, and it just
Mm.
kind of it fell together in one practice. We wrote a song, and oh, that sounds quite good. Sounds a bit AC/DC. That's quite cool. We'll book another practice, and then that was that. Then we were off.
Yeah, oh, I like that. That's quite a nice casual way of doing it. You all
Absolutely.
knew that you meshed well, and then
Yeah, I mean, we were all kind of friends before. Um, Jason, I think Jason and Luke. Yeah, no, they'd not been in a band together before. I've got that wrong. Sorry. So they kind of met at that first rehearsal. Me and Ben had been in a band with Luke before, so we most of us really all knew each other. Ben knew Jason through me
nice.
and playing in bands. So yeah, everybody kind of had a bit of common ground. It didn't take long, Once you start cracking the jokes and taking the piss a little bit, it's and
Yeah,
there's plenty of that goes on. To be more of that goes on than writing songs. To be honest with you,
love it, love it.
but it's all
So,
good fun.
so what's sort of like been your process with writing? You said they were all done over a long period of time, but was it
They
sort of
were.
like someone gets an idea and then throws it in the mix at a
That's
practice?
exactly what it. That's exactly what it is for us. Yeah, somebody will have a riff, or somebody just Ben will have a lyric line, and then we'll just take it. We're all in a room and we just smash it out together. The majority. It's very rarely ever a time where somebody comes in and goes, "Right, I've got this riff. It's going to go to a chorus here. The lyrics are going to be this." It doesn't happen that way for us. There's no real soul songwriter as such or anything like that. It's just chuck the ideas in a pot, have an
Mm.
argument for 5 minutes while smoking a cigarette, and then yeah, kick you back in and have another go.
Well, that's good because then obviously when the songs do well, you all feel quite accomplished because you've all had a go at the song, sort of thing. You've
Exactly that.
all done it.
Yeah, and plus there's five people chucking their ideas in the melting pot, and sometimes it's hard to get through all the, to try all the ideas out. But it does genuinely work out better for us because rather than somebody going, oh, I've got a couple of ideas, and you go one way or another, all of a sudden it can take a real left turn. It goes somewhere else, completely different to what you had set in your mind. Because you start playing a song, you start writing a song, you have a general direction where you kind of think it's going to go. And
Mhm.
now with five people sort of throwing their, tipping their 10 pence worth in, it could turn out anyhow, and it just generally does.
Yeah, a lot of the time it comes out better
Yeah,
than what you
absolutely. Yeah,
expected.
yeah.
So
I think we're stronger for it in that respect, from a songwriting perspective, definitely.
excellent. And obviously you're getting close to Christmas now. Um, so what have you got planned for next year? Anything big and exciting?
Just
Download
don't.
again?
It'd be nice. It'd be lovely, but no, it's not on the cards, unfortunately. I don't think. Well, I've not had the call anyway. Um, to be honest, we've not really made any major plans. We're just trying to get this album out. We've had a few issues with getting the album out. The
Right.
um, the pre-order CDs got delayed and held up in Portugal, and
Oh.
then the album got released on Spotify when it shouldn't have. It's just when you get part of those big machines, the cogs start turning, and you just once somebody's pressed go on the button, it's like you can't stop these things. You can try and try, but so that was a bit of a
It's out there.
it was a bit of a cock up on our end. And we held our hands, we put a post out, we apologise and blah, blah, blah. I think we've just taken in the physical CDs today. I saw a photo
Oh,
pop up on our little group earlier. So the pre-orders should be going out. Well, they'll be going out tomorrow, ASAP.
oh,
So
fantastic.
yeah, so I'm glad about that, and I'm glad it's finally, it's finally come to fruition because we've been sitting on this for so long as well. Because obviously COVID came around, and it was like,
Yeah.
do we release an album now and PR? It's pointless. We can't gig it. We can't tour it. So it was. Then and there were bands releasing stuff at the time, and then we felt we were getting left behind. We just really didn't know what to do. It was such a.
It was a difficult time because, like you said, if you release something, it's not like you can then go and do gigs or anything in order for
No,
people to hear it.
but you want to get your momentum out of it, don't you? You put your time and
Like,
effort. You want to get something. It's pointless just releasing it and nobody knowing about it. Which unfortunately that kind of happened because it got released under the radar and under our nose on the streaming sites. But it's out there. People are hearing it. The feedback's coming back really good. So yeah, proud
good.
of it.
Yeah, it is really, really good.
Thank you.
I hadn't heard anything of yours beforehand,
Yeah.
so obviously just starting playing it, and I was just like, oh, why have I not heard these before?
I
Where
think
have
over
these
time.
been?
I think over time our sound has changed, as bands do. Obviously
Well,
we
you
did with sort of.
evolve, don't you, as time goes
Yeah, especially with Dan coming into the band as well. Though there's a whole other element there, which was nice for me because there's another guitar player that loves to write, and Dan's such a great player as well. He's so imaginative, and the way we play is very very different from each other, but it seems to fit together quite nicely, really.
Awesome. And I saw on your Instagram you've got some very loving fans, haven't you? You've got some great fans out there that come to
Yeah,
your
I've got some wonderful.
gigs.
Yeah, we've got some wonderful fans. We really have. Yeah, yeah. We got a local show coming up, 22nd of December at the Musician
Oh,
in
right.
Leicester. So, Christmas show for us. All the local fans will be out in force. No doubt they'll have a few surprises for us, and we might even have a few for them. You never know.
Well, I hope that goes really well then.
But it
If
should
everyone's
do.
going to
We
be
always
there,
have
that
a
should be fun.
we always have a great time there. It's a lovely venue. It's always a great crowd. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Excellent. Awesome. So I'll be looking out for tour dates and things for next year then, shall I?
Definitely, yeah. That's on the agenda. As soon as the dust settles from this album, now that's what we'll be looking into. Yeah, getting back out on the road and
Excellent.
getting to some new destinations for sure.
Yeah, do me a favour and come down this way. Like, come
Where are
south.
you?
I'm in Maidstone in Kent, but
Oh, Ken.
anywhere in
Okay.
Kent, London,
So somewhere like Leo's Red Line or something like that.
yes. Oh my God, yes, yes, yes.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad that you
So,
know that venue. Get in there. That is an
yeah,
awesome venue.
we haven't played there yet, but we hear a lot about it, and a lot of people that have played there and they love it. So I think that's certainly one that's on the agenda. Definitely.
Yeah, do you know not next month, sorry, feel like I'm in December already. In January, they've got British Lion, Steve Harris's
Oh
band
yeah, 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 yeah. I think
playing
they have.
there.
I think they had Mike Gray there a little while ago, didn't they, from Skin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's you see it on the outside, and okay, it looks like just like a very big pub, but
But
inside it is
most of the great ones,
amazing.
yeah, most of the great ones are like that. You can literally walk by them without even you know what I mean, like not even stumbling upon them, and then you get inside and you're like, okay. And
Mm.
I know it's been around for a good few decades as
Oh
well, and
yeah.
that tells the truth, don't it? When they stand the test of time. We went and played. Where did we play up north? We played in Rotherham at the Cutler's Arms.
Oh
Um,
right.
we played with an ACDC UK, I think, tribute band. Really great night, and it was outside in the marquee out the back, and that's kind of a similar kind of thing. It's like an institution. It's just been there forever, and it just, they've got their own crowd there. They go and support it week in week out, and they're the kind of places that we love to play as well. That's where you kind of they're your fan stealers for us. That people that are there for that reason to go and see bands. So
Yeah.
they're always good gigs for us. Yeah.
Sorry. I thought she was going to go into the lampshade. There is also in Tunbridge Wells. There's a venue called the Forum.
Okay. Yep. Heard
Okay,
of that.
it's not very big,
Right.
but it's an awesome venue. It used to be a public toilet, and
Okay.
so
I mean,
if you want a
we
really
have
good
played in some
story, like
shitholes in
guess
our time. To be fair.
yeah, and it actually was. Um, so if you want somewhere and be like, guess where we're going,
Okay.
it's worth looking into. It's good. I earlier on in the year I saw Chris Barris down there.
Oh, it's
Um,
great, Chris. Yeah.
oh, he's amazing, isn't he? And it was like the first time I'd actually been there. And okay,
Okay.
yeah, it's narrow. You sort of like thing you couldn't get. I think it's 250 people.
Right. Okay.
I can't quite see that because it is quite tight knit, or it just because I'm a bit bigger than most people. But but yeah, it's such a good venue,
Right.
and
Okay.
like I said, you'd have a good story there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll have to note that one down. The Death of Forum in Tunbridge Wells. Okay.
Yep,
Get
check
that
that
out.
out. But yeah,
Yeah.
or the Red Lion, definitely.
Yeah, we'll have a look at
Um,
both. Definitely.
yeah, that they're only like they're both of them are only half an hour from my house. So I'll be really, really
Okay.
grateful.
Okay. Well, we'll get that sorted then.
Thank you. I would appreciate that so much because now I've been listening to the album. I want to see the tracks live.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
want to see you
that's
guys
where
performing them.
I feel that's what we all love doing the most as well. I think, we don't get me wrong, it's nice to be creative in the studio and stuff like that. But that's where this band comes alive. It's, we are a live band without a shadow of a doubt. And it's loud, it's in your face, it's brash, and it's just rock and roll, really, as it should be.
I kind of feel that the actual gig is the proper test for me. You can sound
Always.
amazing on Spotify. You
Yeah,
can have all of the, auto tuners or whatever else you
exactly. Yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
If you can't do it live, I don't want to know.
I'm exactly the same, and I've always been like that. And I used to go to gigs with my mates and go, "You're being a bit harsh, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Well," but the thing is, I used to go when we were like, I was 13, 14. I mean, my dad played in bands years ago. Played Hammond organ in a band. So we used to go and watch blues bands as kids growing up and stuff like that. And we grew up in a little village. The next village to us, Kirby, used to have a hotel, and these used to have blues bands on like Friday nights. So I'd get dragged to that when I was like 13, 14 on a Friday night, running around drinking everybody's last quarters of the pints and watching, growing up watching blues bands. So it's kind of, you've kind of always had that, not judgmental, harsh judgmental side, but you grow up watching some of these players that are amazing. They're amazing players. Um, then you kind of, especially standards, are always just kind of like, oh, it's all right, unless you see something that's really, really special. I mean, I remember we played going back a fair few years ago now. I don't know if you ever heard Xander and the Peace Pirates.
I feel like I have heard of them.
They're doing well. It's two brothers, and sometimes the players like a trio. Sometimes the players a whole band. Keith, the guitar player, which basically sounds like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Kenny Wayne Shepherd, somebody like that. And he's got his left hand, his fretting hand, and his right hand is a hook with a plectrum, like with a load of elastic bands around. And he's just,
Hey,
you stand there, he's phenomenal. Honestly, this band are phenomenal. We played with him and they just blew me away. And I was just like, wow. And not because of his disability, because he was so fucking incredibly good. that it's just I was just like Jesus Christ. And I remember they finished the second song, and I walked up and I said, "You're special," and he held his hook up and he went, "Special needs more like." I was just like, such great. They were great guys as well, really, really lovely guys. But they blew me away. And every now and again, you just come across a band where you just kind of go, your jaws on the floor, you know, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah,
And they are still out there. They really are. It's just you've got to go and find them now. Whereas, you know, years ago they might have been on TV on, you know, like the old Grey Whistle Test or something along those lines.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's great when it happens, and you know, when you witness it, you don't forget it. It's just such a great thing and a great feeling, and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
great to be a part of it in that live setting as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not very big on massive venues because
No,
I feel like that sometimes takes it away a little bit.
no, you do.
Like
You
the
lose the
smaller
intimacy as
venues,
well.
when you got the band in front of you
Yeah.
and you feel like you've got that sort of like connection
Hmm.
with the music and the band and
Yeah.
everything, and it's yeah,
It is. It's
that is the
everything.
best
It's all.
feeling ever.
Yeah. It's all a big part of it, definitely. You know, and it's I think it's nice to be accessible to the people that come and watch you as well. You know, it's nice in those venues where you can stand around and have a drink. You're not stuck in a back room out the way somewhere, and you get to chat to people and meet people. That's what it's all about for us. And I think the people that come see us enjoy that as well. You know, a lot of our fans, what we call our fans, are our friends. You know, we don't just
Yeah.
see them at our gigs; we see them at other gigs and out and about having a drink and whatnot. So yeah, it's good. It's nice. There's a nice social side to it as well.
And that is good because there's so many bands where you're just not going to meet them afterwards.
No,
You
yeah.
know that they've got so big. Like I knew if I went and saw Kiss, I would never meet them. And you know, it's just as an example, I'd be like, oh, I'm never
That's
meeting
that's
them.
because it cost you about 5 grand.
Oh, don't. Did you see that? Was it a couple of months ago where you could have a day with Gene Simmons, and it was like,
I didn't see that one. No, a
oh,
day with him.
yeah, you would go into a recording studio with him,
Oh my god!
um, and record a Kiss song with him,
Right? Okay.
um, and you would sit there and listen to him reminisce and stuff like that. And I was like,
I mean, that guy's just
yeah.
captured the market on merchandising. I mean, he's a whole other level, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's got everything, hasn't he?
Yep.
He's got one of everything they've ever done.
Yeah.
I was just
I mean, it's no mean feat, really. I suppose, but I guess they were guys that back in their day. I think they were like a lot. They were basically like street kids, weren't they? They grew up with pretty practically nothing, and I suppose you know he's had a glimpse at like of money, and then he's just been like, well. But he's obviously a very clever businessman as well. So
yeah,
you can't
yeah,
knock him, but it's quite comical, yeah. Some of the stuff that they've done in the past,
yeah. And it's sort of like if people are going to pay it, fair enough to them.
and
But
people do, you know. Yeah, I mean, you get all these meet and greets and stuff, and I've never done one myself. I don't know if I would. I mean, I don't. Uh, some people kind of, you know, it's a big thing to meet somebody face. It doesn't phase me or bother me if you know. It's like it's not. I
mm,
think some people make a big thing of it, and it is a big thing to them, and I think that's great. It genuinely just doesn't really bother me. You know, we've been around. I met quite a few people from playing with bands and various things, and um, just they're just normal people. You know, a lot of the time. I mean, you're always going to get the oddballs and you know the exception to the rule, I suppose. But most of the time, they're just you know they're just cool people.
I am the crazy fangirl.
Sorry,
I am the crazy fangirl that goes to the.
bless you.
No, well, I am at first, and
Yeah,
then sort of like once I've met them a couple of times, I am
then the
fine.
novelty wears off. Then.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like I don't feel like a complete numpty after a little while.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think it's just that's just a natural reaction to be like, oh God, look at you know, this is a person I've seen in a magazine, or this is a person I've watched on TV, and now they're here, and you know, you put so much onus on. Wow, you know, they're all just normal people. Like I
Yeah,
say, there's always the exception to the rule, you know, and they genuinely believe they are special, and fair enough. That's you know whatever floats your boat. But
yeah, yeah. It's people like me that make them feel special.
well, you know, why not?
Yeah, well, it's just the excitement, you know. The ones that I have met have written songs that are quite personal to me, so
Yeah, again,
and
you
things
know,
like that. But But
People
yeah,
have genuinely, wholesome good reasons for why they hold these people in such high regard as well. Sometimes people's music gets people through bad situations and bad times in their lives. Well, and I think I don't know anybody that hasn't got a song that they kind of, oh, I can't hear this, or I need to hear that. For personal reasons to themselves. And I'm exactly the same. There's songs that you hear 35 seconds of and it just breaks your heart. And then the songs that you hear 35 seconds of and it just changes your day completely. So and that's what music's all about for me.
it's amazing about music, isn't it? I mean, since my dad passed away, there's so many songs that I just can't listen to.
Yeah, yeah, same for
And
me.
and then other times, if I'm having a pretty shitty day, I know that I could stick some bowling for soup on
Yeah, it's gonna make, it's gonna
and
put the biggest
listening
grin
to
on your
them
face.
talking about partying and drinking and getting old,
Exactly.
and I'm just
Yeah,
like, I'm with you, boys. I'm with you.
yeah, and that's the power of it. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of that's the holy grail of why everybody does it. I'm sure. Because it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of hard work.
Hmm.
We ain't getting any younger, that's for certain. Got families and things like that, and all of it takes its toll. But I think if you could write a song and somebody comes up and I love that song, or it did this for me at a certain time, it's worth it. No, nobody really makes money out of it these days. Not unless you're absolutely fast and huge, and like you say, selling meet and greets for £5,000 a time and whatever. Fair enough. You make a career out of it. Great. Yeah, we're certainly not. But the reason we could keep coming back is because we love it. And we love to spend time with the fans, and we love their comments to us, and we try and listen to them when they say, "Why don't you write a song like this?" Or that last album was great. Can you do more like that? Everything gets taken on board.
Yeah. I do feel like some bands sometimes lose that part. It's like it's
Yeah.
it shouldn't be about the money, you should all get paid fairly and be able to live and crack on and everything.
Uh-huh.
But then there are some bands where it's just like that they're just broke for years before they even
Yeah.
get anywhere, but they've carried on and they're doing it for the music, for the fans,
Yeah.
because they love it, sort of thing. And that's how it should be, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you get back. I mean, I remember when I last time I went to see Thunder. Love
Really?
Thunder, one of my favorite bands, and I need to have a ticket. Somebody got a spare ticket going. I remember he's passed away now, bless him, Steve. Um, and I messaged him saying, I'll have a ticket of you, Steve. I'll meet you there. I think Steve was from Northampton way, and they were playing in Leicester. And he came up and I met him, and he said, "Oh, it's a meet and greet afterwards as well." I was like, "Okay," and I didn't bother because he just, I don't know, he just there's no part of me. They were fantastic as well. They were brilliant. Danny Bowes was sounding as
Oh
good as
yeah.
ever, if not better than ever. And I'm sure there would have been lovely guys, but I just don't. This kind of just waiting in a room just to say hello, just kind of I just kind of like it. Well, he's just the guy that I've just watched on stage. I don't really want to take it any further than that. I don't know. It's quite
Fair enough,
strange.
yeah.
Yeah, whereas some people, they oh, I can't wait, and I just don't have that kind of feeling in me, and I don't know. Maybe
It
because
it might make it might take the magic away.
I think so a little bit. And maybe it's kind of like if I was in their situation, then I don't know. I find it strange all these people hanging around wanting to. I go and do it. Don't get me wrong. I go and say hello, and but I find it a little bit odd. I don't know why. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a little bit odd.
Nothing wrong with being odd.
No, I don't think so.
No, but I agree with you about Thunder, that they are one of my favorite bands. I absolutely
Oh,
love Thunder.
yeah, and they were sounding. I can't think which album it was now. It wasn't too long ago. It's probably within the last 5 years, or last 4 years maybe. Um, yeah, they were brilliant, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Danny's voice was on top form.
Oh yeah. Even after all this time, he
Yep,
is amazing.
he's literally his voice doesn't age. All the high notes were still there, all the power was still there. The hair
Hmm.
wasn't there, unfortunately, but the dancing still
And
was.
and I always find that he always like he gets everyone going and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time I find that everyone's doing star jumps and stuff, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna come out with an exercise video or something.
Yeah, well, he's a top dad dancer, and he Danny Bowes.
Oh yeah, because he gets them up jumping and then they're clapping, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
star jumps. This
I mean, even if you look back at Donington when they played Donington back in the 90s, when he's got all his hair and he's got his denim shorts on, it's still the same dance moves to this day. Like you say, it's almost like star jumps. Yeah, it's bizarre. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't see an aerobics video in the next 10 years.
I can't wait for them to start gigging again properly. Obviously, because Danny was in
Yeah,
hospital and everything, wasn't he?
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Um, so yeah, I'm just we're all waiting quite patiently because you
definitely.
know that it's as soon as he says that he's able
Oh,
to
he's got the
gig, they're
green
going to be
light.
out there.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they'll be straight out. Definitely. Definitely.
That would be awesome. Definitely have to be there for that.
Yeah, I'll go and see them again for sure. Yeah. They're
And
always guaranteed a good night.
oh yeah, yeah. No matter what, even if it's like the newer or the old stuff,
Yeah.
it's all just amazing.
Yeah, all sounds great. It does. Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay. Went on a bit longer than I thought.
It's been chops in on it.
No, it's all good. I love it. But I will let you go because I have actually run out of questions and things.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, so yes, good luck with everything else with the album.
Thank you very much.
I hope everyone else that starts shout out you two, starts listening to it, enjoys it.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And
Right,
we'll
they don't
we'll
always get on.
we'll get down to your area soon. Well, ASAP after
Yes,
Christmas, I'd imagine. Yeah, we'll try and get down to Leo's or the Forum in Tunbridge Wells, definitely. Who
yes,
doesn't
and
want
I
to
will
play a
be
public
there. I'll be
toilet?
front row. I'll do a gig review. I'll do some pictures and everything.
Brilliant. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much again. Enjoy the
No
rest of
worries.
your evening.
Cheers, Suzy. Thank
And
you.
yeah, see you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.